2 years ago, it literally looked like we had a new fun team that could at least be competitive in the West for years. After making what initially looked to be one of the most questionable trades possibly of the decade, their whole team completely flipped in 1 year. The Kings actually made the playoffs. The fan base developed a new catchy slogan. De'Aaron Fox won the Clutch Player of the Year. Sabonis flirted with a triple-double damn near every single night. And Mike Brown won the Coach of the Year. I'm gonna be honest, as fun as this team looked, I ain't really see no championship or nothing like that. But I damn sure didn't see this. This is De'Aaron Fox explaining why he didn't sign his extension this summer. And to me, at least, it now makes sense.
With just the team, the organization, where are we going? I want to make sure that we're in a position to try to win in the future, because that's ultimately what I want to do.
De'Aaron Fox has 2 years left on his contract. Don't forget who De'Aaron Fox's agent is. De'Aaron Fox wants to leave as soon as he possibly can, so he can sign with the team that he really wants to play for as much as he possibly can. If he stayed in Sacramento, where he seemingly doesn't want to be, he would make this. If he got traded and extended with his new team, he can possibly make this. But if he walks and leaves for nothing via free agency, well, he would make this. That's a significant financial loss for anyone. This, to me at least, smells like, I ain't really asked to be traded, but get me the hell up out of here. But my real question is how? How exactly did we get here so fast? De'Aaron Fox is one of the longest tenured players with one team, and the Sacramento Kings literally chose him to be their guy. They traded Tyrese Halliburton for a better fit for Fox. This man Tyrese Halliburton said he wanted to be the C-Web for Sacramento. They got rid of him. They moved on from Mike Brown, at least by the reports, for De'Aaron Fox. Even with all of this, this still becomes yet another example of why and how it's so hard to nowadays complete this. Today's video is sponsored by Manscaped. Valentine's Day is coming up, and us men know that day is not about us. But if your girl so happens to ask, is there anything you may need? I have the perfect tool for you. Today I'm putting you guys on with Manscaped's new Handyman and the new special edition Rocket Man colorway. Now the Handyman in general is one of the slickest, most convenient shavers on the market, but this colorway is just fire. Outside of this one just looking good, the Handyman features a standard foil shaver as well as a long hair leveler blade to knock down like 3 days worth of growth. Also, it features skin-safe technology to prevent annoying nicks and cuts, it's waterproof, and it runs up to 60 minutes per charge. Timestamp this for your girl right now. Head over to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free international shipping with my promo code SWISH at checkout. That's 20% off plus free international shipping with my promo code SWISH only at manscaped.com.
I would love to be here, retire here, play. I mean, how many people can say they played in one organization for their whole career? Like, I want to be a part of that select few people, but at the end of the day, I also want to win. So
Tim Duncan is actually one of the last players to complete this extremely rare feat, and you could say he's done so the most successfully. The Spurs are pretty much the founders of load management, and how they extended all of their stars' primes and kept them all together for the most part really should be commended. These are the highest winning percentages from players that actually played 1,000 games. The big three is literally the big three.
It'll be 29 minutes.
Yeah, but I'm fine. I didn't play for 3 days, Bob. I'm 29 years old.
Get back out there.
The Spurs prioritizing their players' bodies, mixed with Tim Duncan routinely taking significantly less money than he was actually worth. That's how they were as competitive as they were, all the way up until the end of Tim Duncan's career. That's extremely abnormal. In fact, if you look at Tim Duncan's career, as he got older, the team actually got better. His last year there, they won the most games they did in their franchise's history. Again, that's extremely abnormal. Dirk Nowitzki is actually the player that can be deemed the most loyal player ever. He played 21 seasons, the most ever, with one franchise, and he had one championship. But just like Tim Duncan, he also took pay cuts just to stay with Dallas. In fact, according to Forbes, he took historical pay cuts to stay with one team. And where exactly did it land him? Well, management somehow fumbled Steve Nash, and then he immediately became a two-time MVP, Then they go on to win a championship, finding a formula, and then one of the biggest pieces to that formula doesn't get brought back, and he immediately wins a DPOY. This is not a one-size-fits-all thing. Staying with one team and sacrificing financially to stay with one team is very situational. Let's look at the player in today's NBA that's going to be the next one to complete this feat to me, Stephen Curry.
On the year, you guys are 1-20 when trailing after 3 quarters.
What?
Yeah.
Sheesh.
The Warriors are actually on the brinks of possibly missing the play-in tournament. Stephen Curry is actually having one of the worst seasons of his career stat-wise, but that doesn't tell the full story. The Warriors team, they've been absolutely awful when Stephen Curry is off the court. And even though Wiggins has played better as of late, that team has glaring holes that Steph at this age can no longer patch. You know how I said Tim Duncan's career kinda got extended via load management? Well, Steph's has kinda been the opposite. When Tim Duncan turned 32, his minutes consistently went down. Now let's look at Steph's last few years and let's get a better understanding as to what might be happening now.
You look tired. You okay?
Say what?
You look tired. You okay?
Oh, I'm great. I'm just getting old.
If you look at the most minutes of Steph's career, the first 3 is when Steph was all under 26 years old. Now, if you look at that bottom 4, 3 of the last 4 are within his last few years. This man has picked up a much heavier workload as a smaller guard in his later years. If you look at Steph's most shots of his career, 4 of the top 7 are all within these last few years. As that roster has significantly gotten worse, this has turned into a carry job, and we know Steph works hard for his shots. Just ask Ant.
Me? Yeah, but I can't run around like that all day, man. You're gonna see me pass out in the second quarter running around like Steph.
This, to me at least, is how you wear a star down, an older star down, and why you might see a slight decline in Steph this year. Kobe Bryant took as much money as he possibly could when he got older, and maybe this is why. In Kobe's last healthy year, that team was fighting their ass off just to make the playoffs. This was that infamous Dwight Howard team, and still, Kobe in his mid-30s was playing more minutes than 24-year-olds. In today's NBA, nobody plays as many minutes as Kobe did that year. That's how insane that workload was. You know how that season ended for Kobe? He got them to the playoffs and ended up missing the playoffs with an Achilles injury. Then the following season, he tore his Achilles, essentially ending his career. That's probably why he took the money while he could. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown probably won't be going anywhere anytime soon because they win and it's a great situation. I can't even see Jokic in another jersey, and Giannis, he's flirted with it. If you look at his workload recently, all of his most points per game have been within the last few years. This right here, this seems nearly impossible in today's NBA. And to be honest, it only seems acceptable nowadays if you have one of these or you have a realistic chance at one of these.
At the end of the day, brother, organization also got to give all they got. So like that's where we are right now.
If you guys like this video, let me know in the comment section how exactly you feel about the De'Aaron Fox situation. It's tough because I thought this team kind of had potential. Maybe not championship, but at least a contender in the West for years. But I guess it's about to be done. Follow my social media sites, turn on post notifications, do all that great stuff, guys. And until next time, as always, stay tuned.